Vicente Group gives you a warm welcome to this visual tour of the Galapagos Islands, where we hope you can share with us a unique experience to arouse your interest to appreciate all its enchantments personally. The Galapagos Islands constitutes an archipelago of the Pacific Ocean, located 972 kilometers from the coast of Ecuador, conformed by 13 large volcanic islands, 6 small islands, and 107 rocks and islets distributed around the equatorial terrestrial line, and are definitely a place that can well be called the last paradise of the world. Isabela Island, the biggest island of the archipelago, is our home. Antonio Hill, descendant of one of the first families of colonists that arrived from Guayaquil to the beautiful beaches of Isabela Island almost 30 years ago, started the great task of providing lodging, food, and excursions to the visitors arriving to this remote island. Today, the San Vicente Group counts with 2 hotels to satisfy your lodging needs: San Vicente Hotel for tourist class and La Laguna Hotel for superior tourist class. The hotel counts with all the accommodations and quality characteristics to provide a splendid stay without worries. Comfortable rooms, beautiful social areas in the open, resting and relaxation areas, restaurant, laundry room, internet, snorkeling equipment, bicycles, and everything you need to truly enjoy your stay with us. We also offer an excursion program where you can observe and know about the endemic species, volcanoes, beaches, and wonderful places of the island in our transportation units, accompanied by certified naturalist guides of the Galapagos National Park. On-tour operator Galapagos Native has expanded its operations to San Cristobal Island, Floriana Island, and Santa Cruz Island, offering unique and diverse programs with a local base and in our own boat, LP New Ocean. Today, San Vicente Group has the largest tourist infrastructure in Isabela to provide you and whoever requires it with the best lodging in Galapagos with an all-included service. Let's begin our adventure through the islands that conform what we have denominated the Galapagos Triangle. Santa Cruz. It's the second biggest of the group of islands after Isabela Island, located in the center of the archipelago. It has a surface of 986 kilometers and a population of about 15,000 people, and a maximum altitude of 864 meters. The island is a great dormant volcano. It's estimated that there have been eruptions approximately 1.5 million years ago. Its name gives honor to Christ's cross, and in English it's the name of a ship, Indefatigable. To get to Santa Cruz, tourists must first arrive to Baltra Island. Here is one of the 2 main airports in the archipelago, Seymour Airport. It was built during the Second World War by the United States Marine to patrol the Panama Canal, and it's where the planes from Quito arrive, making a stop in Guayaquil. In Baltra, there will be buses waiting for you that go to the Itabaca Canal, where you will find boats that cross towards Santa Cruz Island. In the dock, already in Santa Cruz, we aboard another bus and go to Puerto Ayora, the main populated town in the island. The route includes a stop in the Gemelos crater, geologically considered grounding holes whose formation wasn't directly due to volcanic actions, but created as a result of superficial materials collapsing or sinking in an underground crack or chamber. In the highlands, in the agricultural zone, we find Primicia's Ranch, a place near a giant tortoise reserve, where these animals graze and drink water in periods considered to be dry, thanks to a continuing drizzle-type rain in that zone. In this ranch, you can also visit the volcanic-formed tunnels. In the south part of Santa Cruz Island is Puerto Ayora, a small, well-developed city with a significant population and is the economic center of the Galapagos Islands because it counts with an advanced tourist infrastructure. One of the places to visit in this site is the Giant Tortoise Breeding Center, a place created in 1964 with the help of the Charles Darwin Scientific Station. A great amount of tortoises have been reinserted in their original colonies from this center and has also saved some species from disappearing. In the center, we also find Lonesome George, a male tortoise sadly famous for being the only one of its kind. Floriana Island. It is the sixth biggest island in the archipelago due to its extension in squared kilometers. It was named in honor of Juan José Flores, the first president of Ecuador, during whose administration the Ecuadorian government took possession of the archipelago. It is also known as Santa Maria in honor of one of Columbus's caravels. It was one of the first islands to be inhabited and known for its colorful history of buccaneers, whalers, and colonists. Various books have been written about Floriana and its secrets. Among these, the most famous, Floriana, the Mailing List, from Margaret Whitmer. La Loberia is the main attraction of the island because of the presence of sea lions, which can be found at the beach and the bay. You can also see marine iguanas along the shore and a great number of marine turtles on the rocky reef. The main activities in this place are snorkeling and kayaking. In the highland of Floriana, we find the only spring of sweet water. It's a constant filtration of rainwater and was baptized with the name Asilo de la Paz by the first colony of Ecuadorians that arrived to inhabit the island. In this place is also a farmyard of giant tortoises protected by the Galapagos National Park, which allows us to be really close to these prehistoric giants. The Pirates Cave has its history since it was the first home of the settlers of the island, first inhabited by Patrick Watkins and later by the Whitmer family. The cave was used by the last as a provisional hideout until they built their house appropriate. Isabella Island is the largest of the Ecuadorian archipelago, with a 4.588 kilometer surface and occupies 60% of the total surface of the Galapagos Islands. Its name is in honor of Queen Isabella I of Castile, who sponsored Christopher Columbus's trip, and in English it's known as Albemarle, in honor of the Duke of Albemarle. Puerto Villamil is a small harbor located at the southeast border of Isabella Islands. Of the 2,200 people that live in Isabella, a majority live in Puerto Villamil. The harbor is frequently filled with sailing boats since it's a popular stop for private yachts and later sail to the Marquis Island. The Sierra Negra volcano is considered as the oldest volcano in Isabella. According to some geologists, the wider and shallower the crater, the oldest it is. They came to this conclusion by a theory and observations that indicate that the volcanic process in a crater tend to demolish its borders, filling it. This activity is characterized by earthquakes and eruptions that happen during thousands and millions of years. On October 22, 2005, the northeastern side of the Sierra Negra volcano's crater produced an eruption that lasted a week. The lava flow covered a great part of the interior of the crater and in some points reached more than 2 meters high. The Chico volcano zone is located northeast of the crater and it's not affected by the drizzle that always precipitates in southeast sector of the high islands. This is one of the reasons why Chico volcano is in perfect shape and can also be appreciated by the visitor. Concha y Perla, located in Puerto Villamil, is found a few meters from the dock El Embarcadero. You can access the place through a wooden gangway, which crosses a mangrove forest until you reach a sea pool. Due to a natural enclosure of rocks, the Concha y Perla site has a concave circular structure fed by the sea with the changing of the tides. Isabella Tortoise Breeding Center is another place where endangered giant tortoises from the south of the area of the island are bred. We can also find the well-known Wall of Tears, whose history dates back to the Second World War period when Isabella operated a United States radar station and the Ecuadorian government decided to use it as a prison colony for the most dangerous criminals of the country. But the hardest part of the story began in 1946 when they decided as a punishment that criminals should pay their penalties with forced labor. Therefore, the punishment consisted in building a wall with their bare hands with volcanic rock. Every day, men had to carry the rocks for long and endless kilometers, under burning suns, poorly fed and dehydrated. On top of that, the wall fell over them, which caused hundreds of deaths on the site. In consequence, with the years, the wall earned the name Wall of Tears due to the suffering of these men, the number of deaths, and the supposed ghosts that wander around the place at night in grief. The Tintoreras Islet is located south of Puerto Villamil. It has a small bay with completely calm, beautiful turquoise-colored water, where you can find sea lions, marine turtles, rays, etc. This bay is connected to a crevice of crystal clear water, very shallow and closes when the tide is low. In the crevice, you can see how white-finned sharks, called Tintoreras, rest. These give the name to the island. In the entire path, you can see many marine iguanas between the rocks or underneath the mangroves. The Tintoreras is one of the few places for marine iguana reproduction. This has only been a small sample of what you'll be able to see, live, and enjoy in the Galapagos Triangle adventure, accompanied by the professional service of San Vicente Group, which will turn your stay into an unforgettable moment of comfort and relaxation.